오버젤러스 브레인의 트루 버라이어티.
Alright. Motorcyclist Brady, I'm about to bring you some tips about why all season listeners. I'm about to teach you some tips. It goes like this. Riding all season, baby, you gotta be careful on the road. Don't you understand? Sometimes, man, you got to go slow. Got to go slow. Got to go slow. Because they be black ass on the road. Don't you know every season, man, you still got to ride. But don't forget. Sorry, don't cut that. Alright, guys, you know how it is. Motorcyclist Brainiac. And today, I am bringing you some tips to ride all season. All season. Snowing, raining, tsunami and hailing, sunshine, cloudy, it don't matter. Now here in the Midwest, you get a lot of snow, so you gotta be careful, man. So we'll start with the number one tip, which is the one, a lot of people are thinking about, and that comes to gear. What kind of gear should you be wearing? Now, personally, you don't have to go outside your means to go and buy heated gear, this and that. First thing you want to do is just take whatever basic motorcycle setup you got. Your pants, your motorcycle jacket, your boots, your gloves. Now, the one thing I do advise you to buy heated gloves. These gloves are thicker than normal gloves. I mean, as you see, I'm still wearing them in the sunshine now, but it's a little chilly. They are going to be thicker, so it is going to be something you got to get used to. But they help tremendously. Now, you got your motorcycle, you got your jacket. Now, what I did all season is I have a motorcycle jacket, and over my motorcycle jacket, I put my bigger jacket. I was warm. My bigger jacket is waterproof, so that helps during the rain, just to get the rain right off. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be wet, but just put another bigger jacket like this one over top. That's what I did all year. Now, for the underlining, what I did do is I went ahead and we went to Costco. We brought some $10 packs of thermals, and they're really thin. They're not even thick as you think they are. The main piece that got me through was the overalls. Yes, overalls, guys. If you guys got some overalls that you wear when you're working on your motorcycles, or you just wear it around, that aren't the blue jean overalls, not those, but like the overalls like these, work wonders. Now, what the overalls do is, you wear your thermal, you wear your jeans, and then you have your overalls over everything. Now, the best thing about that is, like I said, rain, sleet, snow, it doesn't matter. You take those overalls off, everything underneath your overalls should be dry. Honestly, like if you got a nice jacket and that, you're going out, you gotta ride your motorcycle somewhere, it's raining, it's snowing, you got you got your stuff underneath, you're good. The only thing you gotta bring is like some nice shoes if you're not wearing boots, unless you're wearing boots there, but you're probably gonna be wearing the boots anyways, just due to the fact that it's cold, There's no whole reason for it. As far as sock wear, I did not do what some people have been doing, and we actually just saw, because there's a lot of them on sale right now. I didn't do any of the heated insoles. I didn't do any of the heated gear this year. And honestly, after this year, I kind of do want to pick up some heated gear just because I feel like it's a nice luxury to have. But you don't need that. What I had is I wore about 2 to 3 pairs of socks, two of your basic whatever cotton socks that aren't really big, and then I wore some really thick socks over those. Now, the last key to the gear. Oh, and then also, before I forget about that too, make sure you guys have a face mask. Face mask get something a little bit thicker, that would probably be your only purchase if you don't already have that. I've had a couple just due to riding regular bicycles, so, you know, if you don't have that on deck, that might be the only other thing. The main thing you would probably have to buy would be, just like I said, a pair of heated gloves. Yes, it's thicker, and I know people hate that, but you're going to be warmer. Your fingertips are going to be warmer. Now, when it gets super underlying cold and you need that extra backup, your heated gloves aren't doing it, your feet are fucking freezing. Hot hands. Get you a variety pack of hot hands and keep it on deck all the time. Like, constantly have those hot hands on deck. You got 2 left, you need to be buying another pack of hot hands because they come clutch. Now, you got your heated gloves, you put 2 of the hot hands, one underneath, one on top. Like I said, you're going to get used to these being thick anyways, and they're going to make it a little bit thicker. That's going to keep your hands cool. Now let's talk about your feet. What you're going to do is take 2 hot hands, put them into your shoe to where your feet are pressing against that. Now what that does is any air suction coming into your boot is going to hit that hot hand first and not hit you. And that's going to come in clutch to take your feet and your fingers. Now if you're still, like I said, I've been in those freezing. Okay, so like you got your hot hands and shit. Every time you get a chance to, like you're on a road like this, just take your hands, put your fingers underneath the hot hands, you know, make sure you know how to ride the bike and have your hands on here. And then put your fingers in between each of the hot hands and rotate. And that's like the clutch. And you'll get through the weather, trust me. I've gotten through all season that way, and it's worked perfectly, and I didn't get a cold or sick. And honestly, all year I didn't have any time where I was so freezing cold that I had to stop. I never had to do that any time this year. I had enough gear to, enough stuff to make sure I was good. Number 2, I know people say don't do this and don't judge your rides on this, but always be wary of weather, especially if you're riding all season. Something, just make sure you're checking the weather all the time. Make sure you're like, alright, it's going to rain a little bit later, just check the weather. I know it's never accurate, but it does come in close if you're like going somewhere, you're going to a different state, and your state's sunny, their state's a little bit rainy, they're about to get rain. Just, check the weather as you're going through, and, even if you gotta ride through it, though, just ride through it, it's fine. But, it happens. So that'd be like the number 2, I would say, is just, check the weather and be wary. Just know that, weather always changes, it's always going to change. But, if you got like a 25% heads up, it helps out. Just to be like, okay, it's going to rain a little bit later about this time, maybe, Alright. And something with gear. Let's go ahead and bring it back to gear before I head to the next, to number 3. So, the thing you should be doing with your gear, another thing you should have in your gear, I would always say, is a couple of trash bags. Doesn't matter. Reason why is if you're backpacking, if you're doing anything, if you're riding a bike with no bag, and you don't have a waterproof bag, what I would say to do is to have a couple trash bags on you. And the reason why is you want to take your backpack, throw it in that trash bag, wrap it up, open, rip the trash bag so you can have your little backpack shoulders out, and then ride. That's going to save you a little bit from your gear getting not as wet as you're riding. Like I said, if you have a backpack that's not waterproof, or if your gear's not waterproof, just depending on how you're riding. But me, I usually backpack. My big travel pack is waterproof, so I don't really worry about that. But even in my big travel water pack, I wrap up my stuff up in bags just in case, because I've had, life happens sometimes, stuff gets wet. So if you're gonna do that, or do the opposite. If you don't care that your bag's going to get wet, make sure you have that trash bag to wrap everything in your bag. So at least that stuff doesn't get wet. You can take the trash bag out, all your stuff's now, you know, leave your backpack outside, and then you're good. That'd be the last thing for gear, because I did forget about that. I'm trying to think of what else for gear before I really move on. So yeah, gloves, hot hands, shoes, socks, hot hand, thermal, body, chest, regular gear. You know, if you need to wear extra shirts, do that. But I did, what I'm wearing pretty much now: hoodie, motorcycle, and then big jacket. What else? Face mask. And then yeah, trash bagging your gear up. That'll be it. That'll be it. All right, guys. So on most of your bikes, mine's is not there, but on Chris's, as you see, you're gonna have right here, just like that. Now what that is that's going to tell your tire pressure, and that's going to bring us to step number 3, your tire pressure. Make sure your tires are pumped up. And with tire pressure, make sure you get one of these. Let's go ahead and show you. Grab you one of those. Get you a nice air compressor, and yeah, make sure your tires are pumped up, guys, because yeah, that's going to be one of the number one lifesavers on the road when you're riding all seasons. Make sure you have the correct pressure, because your tires go up and down as it heats and cools. Oh yeah. I'm going with you. Chris is out, guys. We're gonna head to the last spot to finish this video out. He's gotta head back to work. Nice little chill. We got to get some of those some extra scenes, some cut scenes that I needed. And now we are both off. Me back to the, like I said, last spot for this vid. He's going to work. Yeah, oh yeah. So I'm going to end the video down here with the last tip, and that's with your bike. And let's go start over here before we walk over here, because I do want to check out the statue. Last tip I would give you guys would be maintenance. Make sure you get all your maintenance done before winter time. So, and that's most of the stuff that you can do. So like what I usually do is I try to get, if I need it, chain, brakes, oil, and any fluids done before winter time comes. After winter time, like we did this year, that's usually when you want to do your bigger stuff, your clutch and stuff like that, if you need to get that stuff done. But if you need to get the clutch and all your bigger stuff done before the season ends so you can still ride, make sure you do that. Make sure you get your bike maintenance up. And then another thing on top of that is give your bike a good charge. One of the winters that I was riding, not last season, season before then, my bike didn't have a good charge. It was one really cold day, and then I had to, recharge my bike up, charge the battery, excuse me. So make sure your battery's charged up so that you can, still be on the road. And you want to make sure your battery's charged up, because as it gets colder, your battery, it's harder to hold, charged during the winter time. It puts a lot of strain, I guess, on the battery. Especially if you got something like me, like a lithium, make sure it's charged before the winter time comes so that you're good. But that would probably be the final tip, guys, is, make sure your maintenance that you really need to get done to sustain riding throughout the season, make sure that's done before the cold weather gets here, and make sure your battery's charged before the cold weather gets here, so you don't get stuck with a battery that's, you know, slightly dying and stuff like that. But while we're here, guys, we're gonna check out the Statue of the Republic. I've been dying to see this thing, man, and it is phenomenal. Been dying. Yeah, this is cool. So this was in celebration of the World's Fair. I've been like, I love the statues in Chicago. There's so much good, you know, culture that you got to go out and check out. But this is beautiful, bro. I'm actually like, ooh, there's so much energy. And the what is that, hexagon they got it into? Like, this is sweet. This is so cool. And then on the back, we got the World Columbus Expedition, authorized by the Congress, and something Centurious participated. I don't even know. I can't barely read that one. If that's a C or a G. By the nations of the earth. That's crazy. By the nations of the earth was held here in 1893 to celebrate the 400. Oh my God, let me take glasses off. The 4th anniversary of the discovery of America. On the site stood the administration building. Yeah, this is epic. This is epic. Sorry about the gum. I needed to chew some gum. You know, just need to go get some food. But yeah, that's cool, bro. Statues give me chills all the time. But yeah, that's really dope. This is sweet. See if we're gonna pull the bike up, take a pic, and then yeah. So yeah, guys, those have been some tips. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna ride back up north, do the thing. But I want you guys to have an awesome day. And yeah, we'll be back more bike videos on a constant now that it's hot out again. Chicago, we've had the craziest weather. It has been, now we're back in 60s, but like 2 weeks ago it was, oh my God, what was it? We were like almost in the 90s, you know, if not in the 90s. And then yeah, last week we got that dust storm. If you guys didn't hear about that, hailstorm the day before the dust storm, and now the sun's back out and we're starting to heat back up again, so that's pretty nice. But wait for these cars to turn, and then we'll get the pick. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, it's been your boy Overzealous Brainiac for the second time. And yeah, have a great one, man. Peace.
오버젤러스 브레인의 트루 버라이어티.